Welcome back to the nationally syndicated Price of Business show. Recently, I interviewed Jeremy Murphy, former vice president of CBS and the media company, of course. And we were talking about Bob Iger replacing Bob Chapek as Disney CEO and the jaw-dropping experience that was. This is what he had to say. As we see the rise again of Bob Iger, what an interesting story that I think a lot of jaws dropped the last couple of days over.
Well, I think I've read a lot about it, and I do have some friends who work for Disney, and the consensus seems to be that Iger got really bored in retirement, and he missed the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, so to say. And I think there might have been some lobbying. The official story is like, oh, he was so surprised and they reached out to him, unexpectedly. I don't believe that at all. I think personally he was campaigning to get his job back. And the new guy was just not a statesman. He had rankled so many feathers. He envisioned himself kind of as a change agent who's going to change the culture and the way things work at Disney. And, it didn't need that. I mean, this is a company that for 20 years that outperformed, very profitable. And this new guy came in and, tried to blow things up. And I think people just got sick of it.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of feathers ruffled. In a place like Disney with a lot of feathers, if you know what that means, considering just a cast of animal characters.
They've had a hard time, with COVID. So much of their business is people going out to theme parks, and so that's something that no CEO wants to have to grapple with, and people going to movies. But at the same time, everybody was stuck at home and they had just launched a streaming service. But, a lot of it was of this guy's own making. The whole thing in Florida with, the Don't Say Gay bill, they could have handled it so much better. This is where Iger comes in because he's the ultimate statesman. And he, I think, would have come in, found a solution that, made it tolerable for everybody, the employees, the state, DeSantis, and instead, the new team really made it worse with flip-flopping and getting their employees upset and then getting the state upset. So, there was they had a dust-up with Scarlett Johansson about money, and, some key executives were fired for ego reasons. So, I do think a lot of this was of his own making, and it'll be interesting. The stock went up like 9% on the news that Iger was coming back. So clearly, Wall Street likes it. They like stability. They like, competency, knowing an adult is back in the room. So it'll be interesting to see if they give him the runway to fix a lot of what was broken, and also, transition the company for, a streaming future, because that is the future of entertainment. And they have their subscription service that apparently they went over budget, or it lost more than $1 billion, which is what kind of rankled the board and shareholders. So, it's Powell's intrigue. It'll be interesting to see how this one develops. For the rest of the interview, check out the link below.